All right, what's up guys? Parker over here at JayFab. We're about to do an initial startup just to see if everything works. Jay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's fire it up. Oh yeah. Started right up.
See no oil leaks.
I don't see nothing underneath, looking good.
Yeah.
So we put the big giant injectors in it. It's running on a factory tune. Not running great, but it started. It ran.
It's got different fuel pumps. It's got a force hat on it, triple pumps. It's everything. Like it needs a motor and that's it. This thing will make 1800 with a motor. But for right now, we'll make 1100 on stock motor. Man, that just made my whole day.
Fired right up.
It's like a month. No leaks there. That's the main thing I was worried about is the feed line to the turbos. Usually got a couple little tighter cranks on them, but everything's good. It didn't sound like any exhaust leaks either.
No, exhaust sounded pretty tight.
We did a BMRK member. This is actually for just a regular Mustang, so GT500, but it fit. We didn't have to modify it. It just gave me a lot more room to come in here and put the turbos where I wanted them.
Made for a cleaner install.
Yeah, for sure.
Which turbos we got on here, Jay?
They're Turbonetics 67s, I believe. Dual ball bearing. I like it. Cleaned up.
Full
Doing
exhaust.
cutouts. Yeah, full exhaust cutouts.
Exhaust cutouts on
Man,
the switch.
The car sounded really good.
It did. It was a little rich, but that's just
Yeah,
because of the
no, it's
injectors.
just because of the injectors, but yeah. But you can see, I did all my intercooler piping up through here in the fender. I didn't want anything under the car at all. Everything came up real nice and tucked and just went straight up.
And then on the front,
So
interchiller was added.
Yeah, force induction interchiller for the supercharger. That's not a supercharger.
So,
I've had so many people come in here and think it's compound boost.
so
Here,
most
let's
people,
go down, so we'll talk about it.
let's drop the car down and we'll discuss what you did. All right, so it's a twin turbo Mustang. So what does that tell you?
Well, it could be compound boost. And that's what
It could be compound boost.
everybody thinks that.
It could be compound boost, but let's drop it and let's look at the motor. So we got a twin turbo GT500. But what is this? That is the factory supercharger.
But what's missing?
All right, let's give them a little sneak peek. What is missing?
Something right here usually.
Something right in there that spins a lot.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So
Tell me what you did.
so this is Matt Pryor's car. He plays for the Bears. He played for the 49ers last year. He called me and he's like, Jay, I want a twin turbo kit. Me and you were actually in your truck.
Well, first
we
he
really
said-
try to talk him out of it.
First he said he wanted a code red Mustang, and we talked him out of that.
Yes, because that was like $250,000 or something stupid like that. And I said, man, I could build it for you. We probably talked to him for 3 days and tried to talk him out of a twin kit.
We tried to talk him into
I
doing a
could have done a
Whipple.
ported blower and made 1,000 on E85.
He stuck
but
to his guns. He wanted a twin turbo car.
He wanted a twin turbo car. Holy crap. So I said, okay, let me think about it. And they make an intake for this right now. And I was like, you know what would be sweet is if you open the hood and people think
It's a factory
the
GT500.
factory GT500. Now, obviously, the supercharger pulley will be missing, but I'll tell you right now, I've had about 10 people come in here, and it took them a little while to look and see the pulley was missing.
9 out of 10 people don't realize we cut the pulley off,
Yeah.
welded it shut, and then
Yeah.
what did you do to the
So
supercharger?
I cut it out, pulled the rotors out, obviously, and then I just plated everything up inside, and I made everything really smooth how it comes in. I poured the intake out, and then it comes down and it comes right back up.
Let's go ahead and tell everybody why you did this.
I did it because I left the intercooler, the factory intercooler, still in here. And why I did that is because this thing works so good. I've installed, 20 of these on cars.
We did one on my car.
Yeah, we did one on your ZL1, and on your ZL1, we're getting 30-degree air intake temperatures through the water. Not like air intake, that's water going into the supercharger's 30 degrees. And it'd be like 100 degrees outside.
We went to LS Fest. I was
Yes.
doing laps on the track. My air intake temp doing laps in 100-degree heat was 80 degrees.
Yes, yeah. And that's doing laps and laps. Like, we didn't even sit there.
Right.
We could have, cycled it a little bit to cool it down, but we didn't. So I really wanted that, and I'm like, the only way to do that is to keep the stock supercharger. I could have put an intake and an air to water intercooler and all this, but why I had it right there for me.
Well, when you open the hood and you see a GT500 blower, it just looks sick. An aftermarket intake doesn't look that great. But after what you did, gutted this thing, basically made a big solid chamber right through the middle of this for air to blow through, and it's going to be cooled by the factory intercooler.
But the cool thing is you don't need a ton of water. So this is my tank for the water, for your intercooler. Total, I kind of did some calculations, about 3 gallons of water. When you have an inner chiller, you don't want a ton of water because it'll get heat soaked. So a little bit of water will stay cooler longer. And then this is for the motor. It had a big old tank here, if you remember. So I put it here. Yeah, man, we're about to do a motec next week. We can walk over there and look at it here in a minute.
We started it before putting the motec on just to make sure everything was good.
Yes.
Now we're about to put the new computer system.
Yeah, when I put the motec on, it's gonna go to our tuner. So I'll take it to him after that. But I wanted to start it, make sure everything ran right, and no leaks. Everything sounds good. I'll fill it with water now and get everything all filled, do another startup, let it idle for 5-10 minutes, and then put this sucker back together.
Hey, go ahead and give me one of these real quick.
God, dog it. This car stressed me out.
It's coming together. It is coming together.
I do got to do a catch can. I'm going to build a catch can that's going to go in here for the valve covers, but that's it, man. I'm excited.
To the average enthusiast, a lot of shops can do this, but to do it the way that Jay does things is just a little bit different. Jay takes every little detail, goes over the top. He builds every car like he's building his own car.
Even this, that's really hard to see. So his stock radiator hose came through here and it attached back here, but it would push against my intercooler pipe. I didn't want that, so I cut it up and I put an 1.5-inch pipe that goes there, made it go all the way around it. And
so you made a solid one and you put it over here and you...
Yep, and it even clips into the factory clip like it normally does and everything. Just little stuff. There's so many little details on this car everywhere that really show how much time I had in it.
The one thing I really like about the cars that we do is no matter what, when you pop the hood, it's going to look good.
Yeah. I build every car like it's my car. If I built this, if I had this car, this is how my car would look.
So you're not buying some package off the shelf and putting it on the car. You're building it the way you want it to your spec.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing out of all this is this is gloss black. I like it. I'm glad I went with gloss black.
And Jay built this little pipe here, and it's just crazy that the snake belly on the pipe looks like the snake belly on the Cobra. Isn't that cool?
Little things that people might see.
All right, Jay, good job.
All right, guys, thanks. We'll probably do we'll do quite a bit more. We'll do the videos on the dyno. We're gonna do some videos of the pull in the car with our tuner. There'll be more on this car for sure, guys.
All right, next step, motec, let's go.